Evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. Leigh hosting the mighty Wigan Warriors tonight. This game started earlier in the season. The first game, I should say, of the season. Record-breaking 0-0. Leigh taking the spoils in overtime with a drop goal. What sort of performance are Wigan going to put in tonight? We're going to find out. They're going to have to up their performance. That is for sure. The last 3 games, they have not played well. They've managed to get 2 victories, but the last week, it's just not good performances at all. And we are underway. Wigan kicking from left to right. Got a little bit of housekeeping to do here. Hopefully that's okay. And we've got the animations for you, which are just updating now. They're a little bit behind, actually. We have kicked off. The animations are about 40 seconds behind. Made a change from last week, though, because it was on the streaming channel of Sky, so it's usually a little bit delayed. Tonight we're on the main channel. Big tackle, kick comes in from Lamb, maybe a late hit on him there. Referee saw it. Miskey takes the ball on Wigan's 40. That's where they'll be starting this set of 6. The referee did see that, what could have been a late tackle, and no, he was quite happy with that. If you are joining us tonight, thank you very much. You're more than welcome. Like I said, I am Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. I did have everything sorted for this stream in plenty of time, which is unusual. But I think we are good to go. Just got to check the volumes 1 second. We'll make sure that's all right, and then we'll get concentrating on this back. Right, we're golden, as the saying goes. Live chat is open. Feel free to leave a comment. What are your thoughts on Wigan? What are your thoughts on Leigh? What are your thoughts on Rugby League? What are your thoughts on the Lions? What are your thoughts on the cricket? It doesn't have to be necessarily rugby related, although it is a rugby stream we're doing tonight. High kick comes in. Bounces on Wigan's 20. I think the referee's saying there was a knock on there by the Leopards. Marshall starting tonight as well for Wigan, which is always good to see. Right, let's go through the teams while there's a break in play. It is a penalty to Wigan. Leigh Leopards, they go with, well, it's supposed to be Armstrong, Badrock, Charnley, Davis, Dwyer, Holton, Hanley, Hodgson, Hughes, Ipape, Lamb, Liu and McNamara. Subs bench is Niu, O'Brien, O'Neill and Offinogo. Wigan, they go with Byrne, Dupree, Eckersley, Ellis, Farrell, Farrimond, Field, Forbert, Havard, Kieran, Leeming, Mago and Makin. On the bench, we've got Marshall, although Marshall started. Abbas Miskey is back. And Sember and O'Neill. Almost a steal there for Leigh on the forward tackle. Luckily, they managed to retain the ball. So it's a 0 tackle because there was a touch. There was more than a touch. There was almost an interception. As we saw last week. They are a little bit prone, Wigan, to an interception with these floating passes they like doing, you know, over to the Marshall on that. Well, it was Douglas last week, but Marshall's back today. Cade Ellis driving it forward. He's over Leigh's 10. 4 tackles completed. Trying to go down the left-hand side. Wigan. Wardle misses a tackle. Gets in. Poor defending there from Leigh. They'll be disappointed with that. But it opens the scoring for the Warriors. 5 minutes gone. Wigan 4. Conversion to come. Little bit disappointing that defensively from Leigh. Certainly not what we saw on the opening game of the season. Who was it who missed a tackle? Hanley sold himself short. Hodgson couldn't get back. Wardle over the line with quite easily, really, and there was 5 Leopards players around him. Like I said, they'll be disappointed with that. It was O'Neill who spread the ball to the left-hand side. Matty Pete looking nonplussed at the minute. Not unusual for him though, is it? He doesn't tend to, like I've said before, he doesn't tend to show his emotions. Adam Kieran. Plenty of strapping on his right leg. 82% conversion rate so far this season. And he won't be missing this, I'm pretty sure about that. It's a little bit further out than I thought, and it's on the left-hand side as well, which is not his better side with him being a left footer, but success probability is 65%. We'll see. Time back on. Kick comes in. Through the post. It's good. So Wigan take an early lead. Leigh Leopards 0. Wigan Warriors 6. Can't quite work out what the weather's doing in Leigh. There's some people with t-shirts on, some people with coats on. And in the build-up to the game, they said to Matty Pete, "Oh, it's a cold evening." Blimey. I've got to say, it's toasty warm here in Devon. And off looking at some of the people in t-shirts in Leigh, can't believe it's that cold. 3 tackles gone for Wigan so far in this set. Just approaching their own 40. Cade Ellis just gets to his 40. Referee calls held. Brad O'Neill comes in. Dummy half. Spreads it to Harry Smith on the 4th. Smith's looking for a 40-20. Bailey Hodgson stops that though for Leigh. Drives it back, but then he's driven back himself with Kieran and December in attendance. I've got to say, I do like, I know you get used to them playing in cherry and white hoops, but their away kit, this dark navy, pretty nice kit that for Wigan, I've got to say. Eight minutes gone. 4 tackles completed for Leigh. They're just getting over their own 40 now, looking for the offload there, but wrapped up by Brad O'Neill and Ellis. Lamb with a kick from his own 40, goes down Wigan's right-hand side. Dry field underneath it, takes it on his 20, cuts infield, gets down to about 23 yards out. It's good to see Liam Marshall back for Wigan tonight as well, that is for sure. Although Douglas last week played well, did nothing wrong, but it's just good to have that experience that Liam Marshall brings on that left-hand side. Speaking of Marshall, he's coming doing some work with the forwards there. Got a little bit of chin music, but no drama there. Farrell over his own 40. 4 tackles completed. O'Neill's in at dummy half. Are we going to go for another 40-20 again? No. It's Tyler Dupree driving it over halfway. So now we're up to the last tackle. O'Neill goes left to Harry Smith. Just inside Leigh's half, puts a high kick into Leigh's right-hand corner. Bailey Hodgson underneath it. Balls to the floor though as he takes the catch, but he secured the ball. That was the main thing. Then he manages to make about 8-9 yards. Leigh will be starting in their own 15-yard. Just over the 20-yard now. 2 tackles completed. Pretty central. Charnley, once a Wigan player, drives just short of the 30. Thompson and Dupree in attendance. Ipape there trying to make the break. O'Neill had another go at him. Got away with that one though. Just over the halfway line. Gets the offload in. Hanley now coming down that right hand side. Bit of a high tackle there from Thompson. It wasn't a swinging arm. The referee has pinned him though for it. It's one of them where he just stuck his arm out. And yeah, there was contact, but there was no swinging arm or anything like that. But the referee did see it. In fact, I'm not even sure there was contact with the head because Hanley ducked. So Leigh, 20 yards out from Wigan's goal line. Ipape in at dummy half, spreads it left. Opengawi there, just makes good yardage there. He's about 8 yards out. Now they spread it to the right. 3 tackles gone. Harry Smith's appealing for a knock-on. Referee's not interested. Ipape goes to the right-hand side again. They've got numbers on the outside, but there's an interception by Marshall. He's running down the line. He's over halfway. No, he's not going to... He's limping. He's limping. He's definitely not. If Marshall would have been completely fit, he would have been gone there without a shadow of a doubt. But you could see him limping, and he was just short of Leigh's 30. And he had to take the tackle. We're in down the right-hand side, though, now with Miskey. Miskey cuts inside after a pass from Kieran. Now 10 yards. Oh, the referee sends us a forward pass there from Wigan. Kieran to Abbas Miskey. Oh, no way. No way was that a forward pass, I'm afraid. The referee's had an absolute shocker there. Yeah, Marshall set off down the wing there, but you could see when he got to halfway, he's struggling. He was just struggling there, Marshall. Bailey Hodgson got back there and made the tackle. Just for a moment, I thought he was going to go the full length of the field, and maybe if he had been fit, he would have done. Not tonight. Lamb brings it forward. O'Neill lifts his legs up, then puts him down. Got to be careful there doing that. The referees are pretty hot on lifting the leg, aren't they? Offload there from, I think it was Ipape. 4 tackles gone, 38 metres made. They're just getting over Wigan's 40. Holton, he was looking for the offload there. Kick comes in. It just goes high in the air though. No distance on it. It's going to land almost. It made about 2 metres. Still the 5th tackle. Loose pass there now from Leigh. It's all getting a little bit scruffy. A little bit of basketball play going on. Charnley puts a little grubber kick in. That's all he could do really. Did well, Charnley. Picked up by Field. Charnley follows up his own kick. Field goes around him. Now he lays the ball to Miskey on the right wing. Miskey gets ankle tapped and he's just going to be short of the halfway line. That's where Wigan will be starting this set. Field at dummy half. Inside to Farrimond. "14 minutes gone, still Leigh 0, Wigan 6. Dupree's driving it forward, just short of the 40 in Leigh's half. O'Neill in at dummy half. Farrimond juggles it, but he kept hold of it. Well, what's the referee done him for there? Oh, another forward pass. Was it a forward? Yeah, it was a forward pass from O'Neill. I'm not sure if there was a touch on that pass there as it came out of his hand either way. The referee says it's a forward pass. That's all that matters. Scrum down, head and feed to Leigh on centre field and on Leigh's 40. I'm going to have to open a door in here. I've got my new studio up and running. It's all insulated, which is fantastic. But as soon as you shut the door, the heat floods floods around it. Mind you, I could do with losing a few pound. And I've got a few complaints, which I'll tell you about at half time. Some of them sport-wise and some of them not, actually. Leigh breaking down the right-hand side here. Wardle gets a tackle in just over Wigan's 20. Still 2 tackles to go after this as well. Ipape, centre field. Off and go it. Lays it off. It's driven forward. Just outside Wigan's 10. 4 tackles completed. They're going to come down the left-hand side now. Land with a little offload. Then it's straightened up. 5th tackle. They're going to be kicking from... Are they going to kick? Little grubber kick does come in. I think that's a try for Leigh, and if not, it could be a penalty try because I've got a feeling Tyler Dupree made the tackle on the Leigh player before he got to the ball. And in fact, the Leigh player might... No try on field, but I've got a feeling penalty try could be coming here. We'll find out. So everybody's on side there to the left-hand side. Who's that? Number 11, Holton. So Holton's driving his way through. Farrimond's in his way. Dupree's trying to get there. Field's trying to get there. Now Holton gets... Oh... Has he bounced it down or did he have fingers on the ball? Did he also get tackled off Dupree before he... No, he didn't. But did he ground that ball? No, it's no try. He's knocked it on. The referee's right. Coach Lamb shakes his head. Are they going to have a look at Dupree if he made contact before Holton had the ball? No, they're just going to move on. That'll be no try. Yeah, it's official. No try. Just seeing it again there, he was really unlucky. He was at full stretch, and actually it is literally millimetres. I don't know what went on there. We had an issue with the stream. It's back. Offload there from Ellis. Wigan just short of their own 40. Centre field made 18 metres so far from 2 tackles. Now they're trying to ship it to the left-hand side. Field into the line. Lit the afterburners. Little offload to Wardle. Marshall's there. Marshall's there in attendance, but he didn't get the ball. He would have probably been pushed into touch. So Marshall, from dummy half, spreads it right. Ethan Havard trying to get up to the Leigh 20-metre line. He's stopped about 25 metres. Brad O'Neill goes left. Harry Smith's going to put a high kick into the corner. Marshall's there. Made contact with Hodgson in the air. Makes a tackle. Do you know, Liam Marshall doesn't look fit at all. Oh, Brad O'Neill come flying in there. It's a good job there was no contact with the head, because that would have been, without a shadow of a doubt, a yellow card at least. It wasn't the case. Pape in at dummy half this time. Offload there. It's getting scrappy. They get away with that, Leigh, and pick up the loose ball. It almost fell to Nsemba. 5 tackles completed now. They've only gone 20 metres. The Lamb's going to be kicking from his own 20. Goes for distance, as you'd expect. Good take from Field, who drops to his knees and slides. And while he's sliding, he makes the offload to Miski. Miski drives up to halfway. Farrimond in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Marshall. Marshall driving forward. He's about 45 metres out. O'Neill in at dummy half comes right. Farrimond. Havard. Havard's met by a wall. A brick wall there. Whoever that Leigh... Who's that, number 8? Trout. He didn't miss with Havard. 4 tackles gone, and they are only up to Leigh's 30, are Wigan. So it's with Smith. What's he going to do? Now they're going to run it. Fields in the line again. The miss pass there to Wardle. Wardle straightens it up. 5th tackle coming up for Wigan. Marshall in at dummy half. Harry Smith's waiting. Is he going to put... He goes back the same way the pass. Puts a chip into the in-goal area. And was there a high shot there? Bailey Hodgson. Oh no, they're saying it'll be a 20-metre restart, saying he took possession of the ball in his own in-goal area. Yeah, he did, in fact. It was a matter of inches, but that's all that matters. Almost 20 minutes gone. Still Leigh 0, Wigan 6. Big tackle there coming in from Adam Kieran. And that was on Holton. Holton dislodged the ball. It was picked up by... a Leigh Leopards player, Pape. But the referee says, no, that's been knocked on. So it'll be head and feet to Wigan. Don't forget, live chat's open. Let us know what your thoughts are. Tomorrow night, Hull FC and St Helens. That's on at 2:55. Wakefield and Catalans, 5:25. And on Sunday, big game, Hull KR and Leeds. If you're a Wigan Warriors fan, you'll be hoping that Leeds can do you a favour. Marshall over the halfway line from the scrum. O'Neill to Ellis. Spreads it right to Farriman. Farriman to Nsemba. Nsemba over the 40. 2 tackles completed. Pretty central. O'Neill in at dummy half. Spreads it left to Thompson. Thompson straightens it up. He's held up at the 30. O'Neill looks like he's bulked up. Even more. Whether it's the kit, he looks huge tonight. Farrell over the 20. He's about 15 yards out. 4 tackles gone. Smith. Little offload to Havard. Havard, he's driving it forward, but he's not going anywhere there. He's about 5 yards from the line, under the post. 5th tackle coming up. So options here for Wigan. It's spread right to Farrimond. It's clipped through. Gets a bit scruffy, and it's picked up by Leigh Leopards. They'll be starting right under their own posts. 2 tackles gone, and they're still only 8 yards out. Wigan trying to pile the pressure on now. Trying to keep Leigh penned in. Do you know, Leigh look like they've lost a little bit of that zip that they had early in that first encounter earlier in the season. Well, earlier, it was the first game of the season. But they just look a little bit flat tonight and a little bit disjointed. 40-20 attempt comes in there, and the ball does bypass Field, but it's too straight. So Field brings it back, just gets over his own 20. That's where we're going to be starting this set from. Marshall doing some work for the forwards there, drives it up just short of the 30. Cruz Leemans come on So that's an interchange. Is it Brad O'Neill who's gone off? I can't see him, so it looks like O'Neill's been in. Oh, he was walking back. He was labouring there, but maybe it's Ferryman who's gone off. As soon as I know, I will tell you. Speaking of Lehman, from dummy half, takes the ball himself. Now we've got Cade Ellis in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Havard. Havard drives it forward. He's going to be just short of the 30. That'll be 5 tackles completed. Kick coming in here from Smith on Leigh's 30. Puts a high hanging kick in. It's going to land about 10 metres out. That's a leave. It was Brad O'Neill who came off for Cruz Lehman. 2 tackles gone, and Leigh are still only just on the 10-yard line. Trying to drive it forward now with Ipape. Gets up to the 20. 3 tackles gone. Lehman's off for Marshall, apparently. I don't see that. Lehman off for Marshall. Lehman on for Marshall. It wasn't. It was Brad O'Neill. Just wondering what was going on there with Cade Ellis having a word there. Charnley's got to break down this left-hand side once again. It's down Wigan's right. Field puts the tackle in on the 30. He goes back for a second bite. 5th tackle. Referee says nothing wrong with it though. Lamb there puts a kick in. Too far. Too far. And on the 5th tackle tonight, Leigh are definitely not settled. And there was a forward part. Oh, it was a mile forward as well to Lamb. Wigan do look vulnerable once again. Down this right-hand side, the right-hand defensive side. Hughes is off. Trout is on. Charnley with a good run there, but all-time Super League try scorers Ryan Hall 260, Josh Charnley on 249, almost made it 250 there, but wasn't to beat. Marshall again central, drives it towards his own 40. Thompson's off, and Liam Byrne has come on. Havard drives it. Start again, Jimmy. Liam Byrne drives it forward, still short of the halfway line. Havard gets over the halfway line now, pretty central. That'll be 4 tackles completed. He's lifted off the floor. Leigh kept him upright there. They could have dumped him, they didn't. Well done to them, although you don't want to give the penalty away, do you? Cade Ellis over the 40. Lehman in at dummy half, spreads it to the left-hand side. Smith, 5th tackle, puts a high kick in. Hodgson's underneath it. He's waiting, he jumps. It kind of fell through his arms and he caught it on his knees. Doesn't matter though, he got possession and that's all that matters. Hanley driving it forward, can't quite get to his own 20. Almost 26 minutes gone. It's been fast and frenetic, that's for sure. Very little stoppages so far. Trying to come down the left-hand side again. Oh, and the ball's dropped. Offangua it was. Whether he had sweat on his hands, but as he tried to ship the ball slipped forward. It would have been, he was trying to find Charnley. He was only a yard away, but it would have been a forward pass anyway. So it would have been better to take the tackle there. Easy to say when you're sat in a chair though, isn't it? Wigan trying to come down this right-hand side now. Missed past the field. Can't quite get away. He's wrapped up. 3 tackles gone. They're just inside Leigh's 30. Lehman goes right to Nsemba. Nsemba then cuts back infield. He's running across the line from right to left. Gets an offload to Lehman there. Lehman can't quite get away, but he does get the offload. And it's with Marshall. Marshall straightens it up. He'll be down at Leigh's 10. Pretty central, can go left or right. Which way is Cruz Lehman going to go? He's going to go to the right, to Ellis, to Farrimond, to Field, to Miskey. Miskey took the ball but slipped. So he's about 5 yards short. 5th tackle now for Wigan. Looks like he's injured himself there, Miskey, when he slipped. Hopefully that's not a recurrence of his injury problems. Harriman puts a kick in under the post. It bounces too much on it. It bounces dead in goal. It's when he needs to restart coming up for Leigh. There's a few crocs on the field for Wigan tonight. Marshall is definitely not fit. And to be honest with you, Miski doesn't look fit either. In fact, he's getting some treatment as we speak now. And this comes back to what I said from the start of the season. Is this where you should have been reinforcing your squad? Was a head contact there with Nsemba, and Nsemba's got head contact there. It looked like with Bailey Hodgson. He's gone down like a sack of spuds. Definitely head on head. He's going to have to go for a HAA there. Roar came in for the crowd. Ooh, my word. It definitely rung Nsemba's bell. He's back in the defensive line though. 3 tackles gone. The crowd are getting behind the Leigh Leopards. The referee's just stopped the game here because the medical team are looking at Nsemba. Definite HIA coming in. Interchange. Off and go off, and Davis on. Yeah, he's just stretching his neck out there, is Nsemba. Oh, yeah. What it was, Liam Byrne came in, made the tackle, and he forced Bailey Hodgson into kind of the neck and the side of Nsemba. Looked like he got a bit of whiplash there, and yeah, it rang his bell, so he's off for a HIA. Wonder if he's finished growing yet. He's a huge unit. We're back underway. Davis drives it forward, almost up to Wigan's 30. Coming down the right-hand side, just over the 20. 5th tackle. What's Lamb going to do here, assuming they go to Lamb? They're spreading it left at the moment. Now it's with Lamb. He puts a little kicker into the corner. Is there enough pace on it to... Yeah, Field picks it up, but Charnley following in there. Pushes Field out of play, so it's going to be a goal line dropout. That was a better set there from Leigh. The final plays of the sets have been poor from Leigh tonight up to now. We've had almost half an hour, but that was a lot better. Dropout comes in. It's a long kick as well. Charnley manages to keep it in play, but he's almost on his own 30 when he returns it. He manages to get just up to the halfway line. Great kick there from Wigan on the restart. Salford are hosting Warrington tonight. If you want to know the score, I'll tell you now. It is Salford 8, Warrington 6. Could be an upset there. If you wanted to watch that game, by the way, it's on Bet365. I think they're live streaming that game. So if you want to watch it, you know what to do. Offload there comes from Leigh. McNamara drives it over the 10. Field in with a tackle, assisted by Ellis. Now there's a scruffy play of the ball, but the referee says play on. Bailey Hodgson, he tries himself. He's brought down by Thompson and Farriman. The 5th tackle. They're going to go to the left. Whoa, what a shot from Adam Kieran. Now it's with Farriman. He's not going to have the legs, is he, to get all the way down this right-hand side, is he? He's still going, he's still going, he's still going. The tackle comes in. Wigan are going to be starting from Leigh's 30. It was an immense shot from Adam Kieran. I thought he put his shoulder in, actually, and no rap, but referee said it's fine. Lehman now going across field. Now he just tries finding Havard with a little offload as he runs past him. Havard wasn't expecting it. The ball drops on the floor and Leigh have brought it away. Scruffy play this now all round. It's almost like the players are more interested in putting the big shot in than... Havard had his arms by his side there when he wasn't even expecting that offload from Lehman. Let's just go and sort this out. 1 second. Let's remain logged in. Thank you very much. And now there's been another handling error. Apparently it's raining, or not heavy, but whether the ball's just suddenly got greasy. But in the tackle there, the ball seems to be... Yeah, there is some light drizzle, so whether that's causing the handling issues, but it's another error. So it'll be scrum, head and feed to Wigan on their own 30. 32 minutes gone, still Leigh 0, Wigan Warriors 6. Out the scrum, it's spread left to Wardle. Makes a couple of metres, then he's downed. Dangerous scoreline this, because Leigh haven't played well in this first half, and yet they're still only trailing by 6. Lehman in a dummy half. Spreads it right to Mago. Mago drives it forward. Just over the halfway line. Lehman takes it himself, gets over the 40. Mago off, Ellis on, apparently. That must be, they've got them the wrong way around. Ellis has gone off and Mago's on. That's the only thing with the Bet365. They don't have the interchanges correct. High kick comes in. Marshall jumps for it. I'm not sure if there was a knock on or what's gone on there. Mago with the tackle. Ooh, that ball is like a bar of soap. And how on earth? That's what you call a juggle from. Who was that? Hanley. It is like Hodgson drives it forward. He did so well. It literally squirted out of his possession. He batted it upwards and got it at the second attempt. But that ball is definitely slippy. Wigan pushing offside. Referee's all right. And there again with another tackle from Havard, and the ball's come loose in the tackle. Blimey. It was Davis, but what a shot that was from Havard. Didn't miss. He got him right around the waist under the ball. And that again, whether it's a slippy ball because of this drizzle that's coming down, the ball popped up. And it's going to be head and feed to Wigan. Oh. Have Wigan been done for offside here? Oh yeah, because the ball came out and then it was picked up by an offside player. So it is a penalty for Wigan. What do they do? 34.5 minutes gone. 6 points to the good. Do they go for the 2 before half time? Maybe. It could be a tight game. We know what happened in the first game of the season. Definitely going to have to open a door. I think I'll wait till half time. I've got to sort this chair out as well. Few teething problems still, but there you go. Yeah, Wigan are going. They are going for the 2. So, no surprise there really. They're not playing well still. So maybe go in at half time with an 8-point lead. Makes it a 2-score game, which is when you're inconsistent like Wigan are at the moment, can't be a bad thing. Because they're likely to throw up a mistake at any time. Kicks about 35 metres out. Kieran, pretty central. Good contact on it, and he's put it through the middle. So Leigh 0, Wigan 8. Got a bloke walking down there with a big fat burger in his hand. Flipping good that did. I've got duck for my tea. Leigh get us back under the weight. Oh, it's gone close to the sideline. Miskey's put his foot out of play, then took possession of the ball. Good thinking there from Miskey. So it's going to be a penalty. We're going to be starting on the halfway line. And Lamb, once again, Coach Lamb, not happy. He's got a resigned look on his face. Slumped into his chair. Leeming in at dummy half, spreads it right to Smith. Little offload to Mago. Mago straightens it up. He's still going. He's about 12 yards out. Now Wigan spreading it down the right with Farrimond. Back inside to Thompson. Thompson straightens it up. He's about 4 yards out and 4 tackles gone. Leeming in at dummy half. Spreads it left. It's with Mago. He keeps shipping it left. Now it's straightened up by Farrell. Farrell's trying to weave his way through, but there's no space there. So the 5th tackle, Leeming goes to the right to Mago. Mago gets the offload. Wigan are batting it around and baseball style. It ends up with Marshall. Marshall tries to put a little grubber kick in himself, but he's tackled as he's trying to kick the ball. And that was a scruffy end to that set for Wigan. Also, that's giving it all of this, batting the ball along because it's the last play. You're 8 points to the good up. Just take the tackle. You know, it was primed there again for an interception. Why would you want to do that just before half time? I know Wigan are the masters of scoring before half time, but you also sometimes you've just got to take what you've got and get in for your cup of tea and an orange and dissect the first half, make the changes you need to make. The last thing you want is to give Leigh some easy points from almost on their own goal line. Lamb puts a kick in on the 5th from his own 40. It's central. Kind bounce there for Field, so Field's already bringing that ball forward. He's going to get tackled about just short of his own 40. He's driven backwards. 90 seconds to go. Just see this set of 6 out now, Wigan, if they have any sense. Marshall drives it forward. He's over the 40. Leeman strolling to dummy half. Spreads it to the right. Takes it himself. He had Miskey steaming forward, which was good to see because I thought Miskey was struggling again fitness-wise, but no. Miskey takes it forward, gets a little offload to Farrell. Farrell's over the 40, driving towards the 30. 4 tackles completed, 39 minutes on the clock. Coming down the right-hand side now with Thompson. Thompson's up to the 20. This will be the 5th tackle. Do they go for a drop goal here, maybe? No, it's with Farrimond. They're going to run it down the left-hand side. Now it's with Smith. He puts a chip over the top. There's no one at home. Too much on it, though, and it's going to run dead. Definitely is raining in Leigh because you can see it on the TV screen there. So it'll be a 20-metre restart. 39.5 minutes on the clock. So surely this is, unless something extraordinary happens, that's what we'll be going in at half-time. Leigh 0, Wigan 8. 20 seconds to go. Lamb's in at dummy half. Charnley thought he was getting messed about with there at the play of the ball, which he was, but the referee doesn't blow his whistle. Although he did, because he's now gone back to 0 tackle. This will be the last play of the first half. Leigh trying to come down the right-hand side. That'll be the end of the first half. Leigh 0, Wigan 8. It's been a funny old first half, that. Let's just have a little bit of quiet while we're on half-time. And I just want to check, if you'll indulge me for a moment. I want to know why I haven't got this stream. Why on earth Why on earth is that not? I'm just going to go to a setting for destination. We'll work it out. We'll work it out after. I think. Unless I can do it now. Why there's nobody in. I'm surprised these streams don't get more views than they do, but whether Catch It Live First just isn't out there, or maybe it's not what people want, who knows? But if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and if you can give us a thumbs up, that'd be fantastic. Ooh, why has that happened? I'm just going to check a volume. Right, all seems good with that, apart from we're not recording for some reason. It doesn't matter because it's a live stream. The only problem is if you wanted to put anything out from it, I suppose you'd have to upload it, and then don't worry about it. Right, it's half time. I'm going to open a door. It's a little bit better. Let some air in. Oh, I can breathe. So, first of all, a little bit of a, let's call it an observation. Did you notice last week at the end of the match last week, there was a little bit of a hoo-ha, wasn't there, over Wigan's victory against Wakefield, and whether there should have been a penalty awarded to Wakefield for, it was Harry Smith, wasn't it, who made a tackle on a Wakefield player, I can't remember which player, off the ball, and then there was a successful challenge by Wigan, a captain's challenge. Wigan then go on to score. The rest is history. They win the game. But Danny Maguire afterwards, oh dear me, he wasn't happy at all. So he says to the guy who's doing the interviewing, "Don't ask me about that." They obviously did ask him about it, and then when he ripped in and told them, they kind of said, "Well, you did ask him, and he told you what he thought, and he wasn't happy at all." But what I wanted to say about that was, they asked Matty Pete about the injuries to, obviously we got no Bevan French, Marshall was out, and although Douglas came in and did well, but they were asking Matty Pete about cover and, strength of squad. And Matty Pete said, "We are relying on our youth players coming through." That's perfect. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But they didn't say that, did they, earlier in the season when asked about why there was no purchases apart from one? They'd said, as we've spoke about, it was because we wanted to let this group of players that we've got know that we've got complete faith in them going forward. So why change things if they aren't broke? And that's absolutely fine. But it throws into question then, have they got money issues? Could they not afford to go in the market? And if he'd have come out at the start of the season and said what he said at the end of the game last week, Frankie James is in the chat. Hey, Frankie. Good to see you. Thought I'd see you in the hot tub. Just had to open my door. It's like a sauna. Yeah, if he'd have come out last week at the start of the season and said, we are putting our faith in our youth and our youth development, and we're going to give youth a try, then why not say that at the start of the season? Now, is it a case of he's saying that because they've got to say something because they cocked up at the start of the season, or is it genuine and that's what they were, that's what the plan was all along? They know what youth they've got coming through, so that's what they're going to use. But because it wasn't said early in the season, now you don't know if that's another smokescreen, or you don't know which the truth is. What were they not in the market because they had trust in youth, or were they not in the market because they wanted the current crop of players to know that they were happy with what they've got? You can't have both. But obviously, as the injuries start to pile up, Marshall's playing tonight. He's not fit, definitely not. Abbas Miski doesn't look 100% fit. So if you're having to play injured players, it kind of, why not? If you've got faith in the youth that's coming through, why not play the youth players? I smell a rat, but you can only go with what Matty Pete says. And he said, we've got faith. No, they're saying, we've got faith in the youth coming through. So that's what we'll have to go with. So, on another note, Wisła Kraków, my beloved Wisła Kraków, we had a clear out of players. We're just starting to make a couple of signings now. But I spoke about this last week and I've still not found the answer because I've just been too busy, really. But David Sott, did he get sold or let go, or has he come back? I just can't work that out because I'm sure he played in a friendly game last week. So we've got another game coming up against Slovan Bratislava. So we'll find out if he lines up. Then we might have more of an idea. But any of my Polish friends or supporters watching tonight, dzień dobry, nie mowy po polsku, angielski, dziękuję bardzo. Tak. So yeah, the Polish Ekstraklasa, it starts 26th or 28th of this month, I can't remember, so make sure you join us for that one. If you've never watched the Polish football before, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. I'd describe it as how English football used to be in the 70s and 80s. It started changing a little bit in the 90s, and now they're just all robots, aren't they? But not so in Poland. It's a pure form of football. And if you don't have a Polish team to support, if I can suggest that you support Wisła Kraków, there's always entertainment. We can drag defeat from the jaws of victory, and vice versa. It's never straightforward. And if you ever go to Krakow for any reason and you want to go and watch Wisła, it's about £10 for fantastic seats. And if you want the full VIP treatment, it's about £55. So, and if you want to know how to book your tickets and what have you, you can get in contact with us here at Catch It Live First. It is, our email address is catchitlivefirst@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm Jimmy James. Just get in touch with me and I can talk you through it. Put you in contact with a lady who does the tickets. I think she's called Anna. But yeah, they're really helpful and it is an experience, let me tell you. And if smoking's your thing, you can smoke in the stadium, you can have your beer. If it's cold, you've got tea there. Superb, great stadium, great atmosphere as well, especially when the ultras get going. So, that's sport-wise. Right, I've got, and I meant to bring it with me, and I didn't, but I decided, so I've been doing my gardening, I decided you must have seen these this epoxy resin paint, that you can scoop on you float it over, you can paint it on. It's supposed to be the absolute dog's bollocks. So I thought, yeah, I looked how much I had to do, and I looked at the coverage, and I thought, yeah, I'll get a couple of couple of tins of it, and that should do me. Let me tell you now, where it shows them pouring this stuff and then floating it on and finishing it, if you buy it, be warned, that is not what you're getting. When it comes, you get it in a little pot like this, like it's no bigger than a baked bean can, and the coverage on it, I think it's 4 to 6 meters, squared meters. No chance. You might get a 12-inch square tile out of it. So all of this, where they give the coverage, no chance. Even if you using it on a glass surface, I'd be absolutely amazed if it could cover what they say coverage wise. No chance. I ain't having it. If you want to know the score, by the way, of Salford and Warrington, I'll give it you now. So if you don't want to know, put your fingers in your ears. It is half-time, Salford 8, Warrington 12. Salford did have a lead there, but Warrington have come back and they're back in the driving seat there. So yeah, so that was one of my little gripes that I had from this week. The other one was it's not a gripe, it's an observation of what I've seen in the news today. You might have seen it yourself. I think it was on X or something like that. So they keep going on about Macron, don't they, and his missus. Excuse me. His missus saying that she's a dude and she's got meat and 2 veg and all that. And apparently, I don't know if you saw, but that Candace Owens, the American woman, she put a video out saying that President Donald J. Trump had got in touch with her and said Macron had been in touch with Trump and said, look, can you have a word with this Candace Owens and tell her to stop saying that my wife has got a cock and balls, basically. And Trump said, yeah, I will have a word with her. And apparently it was because they were trying to do some deal over Ukraine and it was a distraction or something like that. So Donald Trump said, apparently to this Candace Owens, yeah, I've seen her. Trump said, I've seen her as well. And she looks like a woman. Well, I've seen her. I won't say it in case there's kids watch this on the, but you wouldn't know whether to, how's the saying go? No, I just won't say it. Because it's the F word in it. You wouldn't know whether to F them or fight them. But, so I thought that was interesting this week. And kind of through saying that, does it confirm that she is a gadget and the rumours are true? Lo and behold, what did I see this afternoon on X again it was? Apparently, the guy, some transgender surgeon or whatever, I don't know if he's the one who says I did it, so I know for definitely that she's a dude, or whether he knew something about it. Apparently, he's fallen out of a window and he's died. So it does make you wonder. They all say where there's no smoke without fire. So in the space of a week, Candace Owens has come out and said, President Trump said, can you please stop mentioning his wife? Because we're trying to get a deal done with him over Ukraine. And then later the week, only 3 days later, something like that, mysteriously, this transgender surgeon has fallen out of a window and committed suicide. Well, his family have come out straight away and said there's no way he wasn't suicidal. So whether they are trying to fact that she has got a cock and balls, I don't know. But the evidence is mounting up, and the old saying, you protest too much, methinks, that comes to mind for sure. So the players are coming out for the start of the second half. So yeah, so that's what's been going on this week. So don't forget, if you're looking online and you think, oh, that's the other thing with this epoxy floor paint as well, the finish on it, because I used it around a little barbecue area, fantastic, really, really good finish. And there was a guy on Facebook, and where they were selling this stuff, he put a question underneath, and he said, I can't remember. I need something like how many kilos did he say? Oh, the area. But I worked it out for him. I said, you'll need about 400 of these pots or buckets, as they call them. They're not buckets, like I said. If you think of a pot noodle, that's how much you're getting. Literally a pot noodle. So I worked it out for him. He'd need about 400 pot noodles worth. But yeah, but the finish on it, it is a good finish. I'll give them the due there. You know, no complaints with that. However, it's just the amount it would actually cost you because the pots are so small. Right. The players are out. It's going to be Leigh kicking from left to right. And they get us back underway. High kick comes in. Looks like there is some... Looks like there is some rain coming down now in Leigh. The players will be happy, although handling of the ball will be a little bit tricky, as we saw in the first half. Yeah, they're just showing it now on the TV. The rain is coming down. Well, I say rain, it's like that fine, looks like fine drizzle. What did you do? Budget me, you didn't want to do that, son. Come on, sort it out. Right, kick comes in from Wigan. It's fielded by Bailey Hodgson on his own 10. He runs centre field, as most teams seem to do against Wigan now, because they're wise to the fact that Wigan like to drive players into touch. I'm going to sort this chair out as well. Let some air out of that. Oh, that's a bit better. I've got one of them comfy donuts for sitting on. And it is comfy as well, but I think I had a bit too much air in that. That's better. I'm going to have to leave this door open, so if you can hear the birds cheeping in the background, apologies, but I'll be wasting away at this rate. Fifth tackle coming up for Leigh. Lamb puts a high kick in from Wigan's 45, but it doesn't go very high. It's taken by Miski. Catches it on his own 20, and that's where he's tackled. So HIA reversal, and Semba's back on, so Patrick Maygo's gone off, so it's not classed as an interchange, that really. Albus Miski drives it forward. He gets an offload there. Marshall picks it up, although he was offside. That came off Havard's leg, and Marshall was stood in front of him. So even though Havard didn't play the ball, surely that means Marshall's offside. Referee says no, though. So you can only go with what the referee says, and that's what we'll do. Just seeing it again here. Yeah, he's offside. Referee says play on. No doubt Wakefield won't be happy with that decision either. High kick comes in. It's taken by Bailey Hodgson on his own 5. He runs in field straight away because he was quite close to the sideline there. And he's having a good game, Bailey Hodgson at the back. He looks rock solid. No, in that way, his shots aren't that tight. Right. Moving on. Up to the 20. 2 tackles gone. Pretty central. Trying to go down the left-hand side here. markets have been quiet today because it's been the 4th of July in America. It's been quite peaceful. Got a cracking trade yesterday as well. Well, an investment really, not as more than a trade. Hope that baby comes off. Kick comes in from Lamb on the 5th. It's taken by Field on his 20. He's over the 30. He's about 35 yards out. Was there a bit of a high shot there? No, referee's all right with it. Farrimond inside to Abasmiski. He's over the 40. Farrimond in again at dummy half. Marshall's driving it towards the halfway line. He's just a yard short. 3 tackles gone. Leon Burney's driving it up to the 40. Starting to make some yardage after the tackle now, our Wigan. Thompson's driving it forward almost up to the 30. 5 tackles gone. What's Smith going to do here? Leeming goes to his left. It's with Smith. He puts a high kick in. Hodgson, no, it doesn't reach him. All very scruffy. Marshall gets a boot to it. Nobody really competed for the ball. Matty Pete there, you just saw him mouth "fuck me," so he's not happy with that. Apologies for the French, but if he's that's what Matty Pete thinks of it. Now he's pinned Wigan for, I think it's, yeah, messing about the play of the ball. Burn it was. Yeah, and it was. And it was. There's no point mourning at that. It was nailed on. Nailed on. So this set now, Lee will be starting from inside Wigan's half. No yardage to be gained there though. Now they're trying to come down this left-hand side. Charnley's floating around on that sideline. Doesn't get the ball though. Hodgson keeps hold of it. Now it comes inside. Davis drives it forward. He's met by Thompson, Leeman and Ethan Havard. 3 tackles gone. 25 metres out. Now they're trying to come down that left-hand side again. There was a knock-on from Wigan. Farrimond, he's on the break, but he's got support inside, but Lamb with the tackle. No, they're not happy with Lamb because he slams Farrimond to the floor. Handbags at nothing. All the players are rushing in. No need to. Farrimond weren't bothered. But I think there was a knock-on from Wigan. Farrimond just gives Lamb. Who was the knock-on by? It was from... Didn't go for the ball. Was it? Was there a knock... Yeah, Farrimond just had a look over his shoulder at Lamb there, Joseph. Don't know what that was all about. Get your glasses back on, Jimmy. You can see what's going on. I'm going getting my eyes, hopefully. Yeah, it was a knock-on, so it will be a scrum head and feed to Lee. That way you take your lens out of your eyes. So I've had them lasered in the past. I thought, it was a few years ago. Got in touch with them. They said... it was 2009 I last had it done. I had it done. Time goes on quicker than you think. So I'm going to have that where they, assuming I'm suitable, they only need them for reading. Where they take your lens out completely and they replace it, so you never get cataracts and you never need glasses. Once it's in, this lens does the trick for the rest of your life. So Hanley there, just like his father. Referee's giving a free kick against Wardle, messing about the play of the ball. Oh no, it's not a penalty. The referee's just telling him play the ball. That was a scruffy bit of play and a scruffy bit of refereeing, make it clearer. Epitomises this match, really. So, yeah. So, I'll let you know how I get on. But, it's about £6,000 or something like that, so I'm going to have to do some quick saving up, I think. But apparently once it's done, I never need my glasses. Ipape juggled that ball, manages to keep hold of it though. He drives forward. He's about 5 metres short of Wigan's post, right under the post actually. 4 tackles gone. Now they're coming down the left-hand side. Poor pass, but that ball is wet. It is raining hard now in Leigh. So we'll let you off with that one. 5th tackle. 10 yards out, coming down the right-hand side. Little grubber kick comes in there, but it's straight into the midriff of Smith, who says thank you very much. Another poor end to a set there for Leigh. Marshall drives it forward. He gets to about 12 yards out. In at dummy half his field. Passes it to Miskey. He's got to reach behind him for the pass there, but it wasn't a forward pass, but it took all of his momentum out. So they are 25 metres out now. Now it's with Havard. He's up to the 30. Almost. But 4 tackles gone. So Wigan are going to be kicking deep here. Are they going to go for a 40-20? No, they're going to drive it forward again with Liam Byrne. Lehman's in at dummy half. Is he going to go left or right? Probably left to Smith. It is with Smith. He puts a kick in. Looking for a 40-20. It's gone out on the full though. That's gone out on the full. Good effort. Good intention, I should say. Just poor execution. Oh, it literally landed out on the full. Yeah, a good metre over the line. So yeah, good intention. You could see what he was trying, but poor execution. So it's going to be Leigh starting from Wigan's 35-metre line. That ball does look like a bar of soap. It looks wetter. Probably, it looks slippier than when it's wet. Probably because the players are sweating with the heat, but you've got the moisture of the rain as well. So not a good combination, really. Davis drives it forward. He's over the 30. Pape drives it forward. He's met by Byrne. Four tackles completed. Ipape to Lamb. They're coming down this left-hand side. And they're in at the corner. Once again, Wigan's Achilles heel defensively is Wigan's right-hand side. On-field decision. In fact, it's not going upstairs. There's no reason to. Referee blows his whistle. Points. That's 4 points on the board for Leigh. Tessin Niu. It was 5 Super League tries this season. And once again, it's like I said, it's that right-hand side for Wigan. It is the weakest side, and it came from the error, really, from Harry Smith looking for the 40-20. It would have been short of the 40-20 anyway. So, is the comeback on now? Definitely. It just shows at the end of that first half how important them 2 points were that Kieran went for. Yeah, too big a gap there. Spread it to that left-hand side. Ipape with a lovely pass there to Lamb. Thought Lamb might put the kick in, but he doesn't. Tessiniu in at the corner. And there was also, Charnley was also there as well. So there is, always seems to be a gap on the right-hand side. There's a bloke, a young lad there with headphones on. And he's got a stick. I'm not sure what that's all about. Whether he's got autism or something, and that's his comfort stick or whatever. I don't know what that was about. Never seen that before. Better play to him though, get into the rugby. It's a good kick as well. That kick looked for most of its journey like it was going to go across the post, and it just curled in at the last moment. Great kick. Leigh 6, Wigan 8. Game on. Game on. Like I said, in that first half, Leigh didn't fire at all. And the final play of the sets let them down as well. There was confusion. There was poor kicks. It was just a mess. They look a little bit more. We're going to go in for a shorter, sort of a 3/4 kick there. Almost caught Leigh out, but Leigh get a lucky bounce there. And Ipape picks it up. Now Charnley, He's driving it forward, taking some work off the forwards there. Almost up to their own 30. They are up to their own 30 now. Hanley getting involved there, making sure Pape doesn't get pushed back. You can see they definitely high shot there from Farrell as well. Gets away with it. You can see Leigh's got their tails up now. Wigan, the kick comes in over the top of Marshall. Is it going to roll? Is it going to roll? No, Marshall's going to have to pick it up. He hoped it was going to bounce all the way over the dead ball line, and the final bounce took the pace off the ball. He was forced to pick it up, and straight away he was tackled in goal. Straight away he was tackled as soon as he picked it up. Yeah, tackled in goal. It's a goal line dropout. And like I said, Leigh's got their tails up. The Leopards have got their tails up. And he's hobbling there, Marshall, as well. Why is Marshall playing if he's not fit? I mean, I love having Marshall on the field. He's probably my favourite Wigan player. But if he's not fit, why have him on the pitch? He's not going to be doing the injury any good, is he? Why not bring some of the youth through that we've got such faith in? So it's Leigh in possession. 2 tackles gone. They're up to Wigan's 30. Now they're trying to come down that left-hand side again. And you can bet your bottom dollar Leigh will target Wigan's right-hand side of defence. That's the one side where it's easier to get around Wigan's defence. Although in saying that, they're coming down the right this time. Marshall kind of missed a tackle. Then there was a knock-on and Wardle picks the ball up. So Marshall's driving it forward. Slips as he's just taking the contact, but still makes a metre. Wardle drives it forward. A little bit of chin music coming his way, but doesn't make a fuss. Referee keeps his whistle out of his mouth. Miskey drives it over the 40. 4 tackles gone though here for Wigan. Thompson, he's going to get over the halfway line. Keeps going, keeps them legs driving. Smith's going to be kicking for Wigan on the 5th, probably on the halfway line. It is. Just gets the kick off in time. It's a high kick. The ball bounces. It bounces kindly for Bailey Hodgson though. Now he drives it back, and Leigh are going to be starting from their own 15, pretty central. Lehman and Ellis with the tackle. Now they're coming down that left-hand side. Lost a few yards there, did Leigh, but still got the ball in possession. Lamb's in at dummy half. Betfred Super League, Salford and Warrington. If you don't want to know the score, just close your ears for 2 seconds. It is all square at 12 all. Just getting up to their own 40 there now are Leigh. 4 tackles completed. 55.5 minutes gone. They're going to be kicking from deep inside their own half though. Leigh, 5th tackle. Kicker along the floor. Field lets it roll into his shins. Picks it up and he's going to be tackled on his own 10. Wigan are going to be starting deep inside their half, in their own half. Marshall puts across field, makes a metre if that. McNamara off. Tuitavaka on for Leigh. That's the interchange. Lehman in at dummy half. Tempo with this game's picking up. The crowd are getting into it now that Leigh are getting back into it, which is creating a good atmosphere. Ellis is over the 30. 5th tackle though. Smith puts a kick in. It's going to land on the 20. Hodgson, he's already over the 30 and he's at the 40 before he even makes any contact. Lamb's in at dummy half. Now Charnley drives it forward. Hit by Nsemba and Farrimond. Does well toward his ground there though, Charnley. They were trying to drive him backwards. He was having none of it. Ipape from dummy half. He sets off on a run. But Ensemble, who was in at first marker, grabs him by his shirt, pulls him to the ground. 3 tackles gone, just inside Wigan's half now. Leigh coming down this right-hand side, trying to get an offload in there, but not wrapped up. 4 tackles gone on Wigan's 40. Now they're coming down that left-hand side. Chanley picks up a poor pass, drives through the line, can't quite get away from Adam Kieran. Kieran got hold of him at the second attempt. That's the 5th tackle. Lamb with the ball, what's he going to do? Gets the ball to Chanley. It's all going, we're playing basketball again. Hodgson, now they've spread it to the right hand side. It's all scruffy again from Leigh. Nobody can get hold of the ball. They're losing meters here, Leigh. They're going to have to put another kick in. Kick does come in. It's going to be picked up by Field on his own 10. Now he's got room to run into. He's jinking, he's jiving, he's finally brought down. What a bizarre phase of play that was. Oh, and now there's a poor pass from Field. It went backwards, but I don't know if it caught the leg of the Leigh first marker. Referee just says play on. Mago's driving it forward. Brad O'Neill's back on for Lehman. Abbas Miski drives it forward. There's some big hits going in here, that is for sure. It's an arm wrestle at the minute. Just inside their own half, Wigan. Now trying to come down that right hand side. Smith now decides, nope, I'm going left. Pass to Field. He takes it on his knees, gets up. Now he's driving forward. Farrell's in at Dummit, no. O'Neill moves Farrell out the way. 5th tackle. Smith puts a kick along the floor. He's looking to get it into touch, is he? Can't get it there anyway. Bailey Hodgson drives it back in Field. Leigh will be starting on their own 15. It's an arm wrestle at the minute, this match. And only 2 points in it. Leigh 6, Wigan 8. Ipape in at dummy half. Mago messing about a little bit. What a tackle that was from Nsemba on Chanley. Chanley didn't like it, but nothing wrong with that. He got underneath him. Great tackle from Nsemba. Recovered from his head injury earlier in the first half. Passed his inspection, his assessment, and he's back on the field. Kick comes in. It's too much on it, though. It's going to run dead. Marshall's running after to collect the ball, and he's limping. Why is Marshall playing? Like I said, he's probably my favourite Wigan player, but you don't want him on the field. He can't be doing his injury any good, this. Get some youth players on. That's what you said we didn't go into the market for, because we had faith in the youth. Get the youth on the field. Miski drives it forward. Up to Wigan's 30. He's put on the floor. Farriman steps into dummy half. He's going to go to the left-hand side. It's with Kieran. Kieran bounces off the first tackle, then he's put on the floor. Makes no yardage. Still in their own half, Wigan. Now they're trying to go down the right-hand side. Thompson straightens it up. He's still short of the halfway. This is where, in the first half, when that happened, when Thompson got that ball, he didn't have much momentum, but hey, the referee just slipped on his ass. Now he's limping. He didn't get much sympathy from the crowd, as you can imagine. But, yeah, Wigan aren't making the same amount of yardage after the tackle that they were in the first half. Referee's limping. I think he's done his knee in. Kick comes in from Smith. Well picked up by Leigh. They'll be starting from about 8 yards out from their own goal line. Pretty central. Bailey Hodgson drives it forward. He's met by Cade Ellis and Brad O'Neill, blimey. Keeps hold of the ball though, drives it forward. Leigh are over their own 20 now, about 25 yards out. In fact, just short of the 30 by the time that play finishes. Ipape in at dummy half, spreads it right. It's with Offa Hanagu. Blimey. O'Neill almost nipped in there when they played the ball. Nobody picked it up, and he just couldn't quite get round the Leigh player. 5th tackle. Lamb kicking from his own 40. It's going to bounce on Wigan's 20. Abbas Miski picks it up, drives forward. He's tackled on the 30. Makes a couple of metres after contact, so that's where Wigan are starting from. Next score in this game is vital. Absolutely vital. If Wigan get it and the conversion, you can see them. Maybe Leigh's heads will drop a little bit, although they've got the crowd to keep them at it. But certainly, if Leigh get a lead, Cade Ellis goes into the tackle, the ball squirts out like a bar of soap. He's not the only offender tonight, but it's on the halfway line, fortunately. But yeah, no, Leigh have done the same with... that's not number 9. Who was that? Either way, Leigh returned the favour. But yeah, I get the feeling if Leigh can get ahead in this game, it's going to be a long way back for Wigan. Wigan are over the 30. Farrell over the 20. 3 Leigh players bring him down. 3 tackles completed, so plenty left in this set yet. Brad O'Neill picks it up one-handed, spreads it right to Ellis. Ellis to Smith. Smith, he's managing to keep hold of the ball, but Lamb, one-on-one, he was trying to steal the ball there. Far from getting an offload away, he did well there to keep hold of it. Now it's been knocked on by Ellis. Oh no, he knocked it backwards, but this ball is like a bar of soap. Literally, 5th tackle. Brad O'Neill in at dummy half, spreads it to Ellis. Ellis to Field. Field puts a little grubber kick in, but it's picked up. No knock on there from Leigh. It's picked up at the second attempt. It was knocked backwards. The crowd are behind Leigh. Big rivalry between these two clubs in the same borough, aren't they? Used to, many years ago, I used to drink in a club in Leigh. Not often, but it used to be called the Limelight Club. But let's be honest, it's a bit rough and ready, so they used to call it the Dim Lit. 40-20 coming here for Leigh. Field manages to keep it in just. It's all Leigh at the moment. So Field comes back in Field. He gets up to his own 10. He's going to have to take his time getting up there because nobody's in at dummy half. Finally, Farriman gets there. Lays it off to Blimey. Lays it off to Miskey. Miskey gets a little offload. Dangerous one to Farriman, but he's still going and gets up to the 20. There's some good skill on display at the moment. And then there's some... You'd see it on a field on a Sunday. You know, dropping the ball. I know it's because it's slippy, but it just doesn't look good when it happens. It looks amateurish. So 5 tackles gone. Wigan are up to the halfway. O'Neill in at dummy half. Gets it to Smith. Smith puts a low kick in. A skiddy kick. You can see what he's trying to do there. Bailey Hodgson. Ooh, did he have 2 attempts at that in goal? The Wigan fans behind the goal think he did. Now he's been picked up. He's being dragged towards the sideline as Wigan do. He just manages to get to ground a metre from his own goal line. Now the Wigan fans have got their backs up. They're cheering the side on. This is why rugby league is such a great game. Now they're trying to come down the left-hand side. No room to run into for Charnley. Farriman stands him up. Now they're trying to drive Charnley over the sideline. He gets to ground. This game is coming to life. It is coming to life. If it was a boxing match, neither fighter would be taking a step back. They are just slugging it out. It's a slugfest. Offload there from Ipape. Now they're trying to come down the right-hand side. Another offload there. Now they've got round the side of Wigan. Farrell's trying to get there. Marshall with a good tackle. Hanley picks it up, though, from the offload. Here we go. It's a try under the post for Leigh. Keeping that ball alive. And it's that Manny Pape. Slides under the post as the rain comes down. Referee doesn't need to go upstairs. Blows his whistle. 4 points. Game on. Game on. Because Leigh have got their tails up. As I said earlier, the Leopards have got the tails up and Wigan are struggling. Edwin Ipape, 5 tries this season. He won't score a more important one, or he hasn't scored a more important one this season so far. But there was one offload. Then there was 2 offloads. 2 offloads so far in this phase where the try came from. Good tackle from Marshall, but an offload to Hanley. And then a gaping gap for Ipape to run into. Marginally, we'll call it a flat pass, but play like that, it deserved a try. Just got to make a top my drink up. Just got a nice breeze come through there then. Coach Lamb punches the air, gives it one of them. He wasn't doing that in the first half. He spent most of the half with his head in his hands, shaking his head. How things turn around. Gareth O'Brien, he won't miss this. This will be a 4-point lead to Leigh. Through it goes. 68 minutes gone. Leigh 12, Wigan 8. Wigan still to get on the score sheet in this second half. And to be honest, they haven't really threatened Leigh's line. They've not threatened Leigh's line in this second half that I can think of. Smith gets us back underway. Smoke pours across the ground from the celebrations. Leigh are going to be starting from the 20. Ipape finally brought down by Mago, but he's getting towards the halfway line there. 3 tackles gone. Hodgson does get over halfway line, tackled by Thompson and Mago. Blimey. Trout just bats off Adam Kieran. 5th tackle. Kick comes in. It's going to be Field who gets up in the air. It's bounced off someone's head. Charnley's picked it up and dropped it. I think that'll go upstairs and it'll be no try. But if it is a try, wow. I will go as far as to say with 10 minutes to go, the way the game's going, you'd have to say, leave. Ooh, it's gone upstairs to the video referee. On-field decision. Try. On-field decision of a try. Game on. Let's have a look at this. So everybody's on side. Everybody is on side. So I think Field goes up for it. Yeah, Field jumps for it from infield. He wasn't in his own goal line. So Field knocks it backwards and it comes off. Who's number 11? Holt, and it comes off his head. But the problem is Charnley's in front of him. Yeah, it's a knock-on by Wigan. Then it comes off the head of Holton. And Charnley picks it up. But I think Charnley will be offside. Let's have a look. Oh, I wouldn't like to call this. I think it's knocked on by Field. Then I think it comes off the head of Trout and Charnley is stood in front of him, which means he's offside. So it should be a head and feed to Leigh. It doesn't help with the rain being on the camera as well. So Fields knocked it on. It comes off the head of Holton. But Charnley is in front of Holton, so he's picked the ball up and then he's offside. Yeah, it's offside. It's the Leigh scrum. I'm pretty convinced anyway. You can see Charnley's boots. He's about a yard in front. There's a youngster in the back with his head on his hands like that. Just go back here and yes, keep me logged in, please. Yes, remain logged in. He's offside. You can see him there. He's a yard in front. Come on. It's a knock on. Oh. Chris Kendall's the video referee. Yeah, he's offside. Got away with one there, did Wigan. They've not given it officially yet, but for me, that is offside. Initial infringement, knock on by Wigan. Head and feed. Head and feed in the scrum to Leigh. No try. Jimmy's going early on it. No try. Decision pending. No try. Oh, my word. Coach Lamb can't quite believe it, but obviously he knows he's offside. But there again, the end of the set was a good. I think he dropped it anyway with the grounding. But the end set from Leigh there was pretty good. They weren't doing that in the first half. What's this doing now? Oh. So we've got just over 10 minutes to go. Historically, I would still fancy Wigan at this stage. However, the way they've played the last 3 weeks, not convinced they'll come back from this. And like I said earlier on, the next score is going to be vital. Another set of 6. Leigh just outside Wigan's 10, pretty central. Ipape in at dummy half. Spreads it to the left-hand side. Lamb. Holton. He straightens it up. He's driving towards the line. He's met by O'Brien. Dupree. And Farrell's in there. Ipape goes left this time. Trout's trying to get over the line. He's stopped a yard short. And Semba's in there with Ellis. And O'Brien. Oh my word, Ipape thought about going on his own there. Didn't pick the ball up and Jay Fields brought the ball away. Took a knock on his head then as well, I think. Actually, I thought he was going to get over himself there, Ipape, but he left the ball behind. It was just a little bit of a gap. Oh no, it was a ball steal. I thought he dropped it. It was knocked out of his hands by Field. 2 tackles gone. Wigan are still on their own 30 though. Leigh are tackling like demons. They've just flattened Patrick Mago and there's not many people can do that. Dupree picks it up. 3 tackles gone. Wigan still on their own 30. Brad O'Neill spreads it right to Ellis. Ellis finds a little bit of space, gets over the 40, gets the offload to Farrimond. Farrimond to Miskey. Then he's tackled off the ball, Farrimond. Referee says, yeah, play on. And Miskey straightens it up. He's just on halfway, almost on the centre spot. Let us know what your thoughts are. Live chat is open. Wardle, he's jinking left, he's jinking right. He gets over the 40. Fifth tackle. Smith's going to be kicking. No, it's with Farrimond. They're going to run it, Wigan. Now a little grubber kick comes in from Miskey. But that man, Bailey Hodgson, picks it up. Now he's got room to run into. Man of the match for me, Bailey Hodgson tonight. Gets all the way over his own 40. Poor kick from Miskey, really. Now it's with Charnley. Charnley over the halfway. He's still going. Gets over the 40. Smith's trying to steal the ball off him. Referee calls held. Lamb's in at dummy half. 2 tackles gone. Almost up to Wigan's 30 with Hanley. Ipape in at dummy half again. The clock's ticking down. 72 and a half minutes gone. Now they're trying to come down the right hand side. It's straightened up. Hanley. Tackled by Farrell and Ellis. Ipape in at dummy half. Spreads it left again this time. Are they going to try and expose Wigan's right hand side of defence, which is always the weakest? They are with Charnley. Charnley, he was tackled by Abbas Miskey. I thought it was a bit high, but no. Fifth tackle. They're going to try and run it into the corner. It's picked up by, I can't see who that is on the floor. He's got his head buried in the floor. Liam, Friday night, rolling one up, watching. Catch it live first. Just smash my PB on the 15k by over a minute. Good evening. Well done, Liam. I believe you're going watching Oasis tomorrow night, mate, aren't you, in Cardiff? Brad O'Neill gets over the 30. Just over 6 minutes to go. Farrimond in at dummy half. Spreads it to Tyler Dupree. Dupree straightens it up. Doesn't make any distance after contact though. O'Neill in again at dummy half. Wigan still in their own half. 3 tackles gone. Now they're spreading it left. Short pass to Farrell from Smith there. Flat we'll call it. We'll call it flat, not forward. Dupree. Over Lee's 40. Smith's going to be putting this kick in. O'Neill comes in at dummy half. No, they're going to Farrimond again down the right hand side. Farrimond puts a high kick in. Bailey Hodgson takes the ball and then he's flattened by Adam Kieran. His feet have just touched the floor, so it's a legal tackle. Liam says, no, my uncle is a huge Oasis fan, he is. I think we all like Oasis, mate, in one way or another. Whether you love to hate them or you love to love them. It's good to have them back anyway. Just hope they play some of their old songs and not all the new songs. 5 minutes to go. Leigh 12, Wigan 8. Wigan scoreless in this second half. And let's be honest, they've not threatened Leigh's goal line at all. Lamb puts a high, long kick in, going for distance. Field takes it on his own goal line. Drives forward. He's over the 10. He's over the 15. He's approaching the 20. Bounces off Holton. Keeps hold of the ball. And Trout finally puts him on the floor. Trout will be loving this wet weather. Right, here we go. We're in the final 5. Wardle in at dummy half. Lays it off to Farrell. Farrell's going sideways. Can't even get up to his own 40 yet. 3 tackles gone. Brad O'Neill in at dummy half. Spreads it right to Miskey. Miskey goes on his own. He's met by Ipape. 4 tackles gone. They're still in their own half, Wigan. Not threatening Leigh's goal line at all. Maybe they will this time, though. They're running it on the 4th. Field into the line. Can't like the afterburners, though. He's brought down to the floor on the 40. Wardle in at dummy half. He's going to put it back to Smith. Smith puts a high kick in. That's an awful kick. In fact, it's going to be picked up by Afanogu. Still can't put him on the floor. Eventually, Mago does. Time running out now for Wigan. Time running out for Wigan. Leigh up to their own 40, 2 tackles gone. Ipape in at dummy half. Hanley on the floor, gets some chin music off Brad O'Neill. All smiles though. I think there's a cut here, is it on? Oh, Jesus. Brad O'Neill there, he's got so much claret coming out of his head. Straight away, Harry Smith shouted head injury and the referee's blown his whistle. It's absolutely pouring out. It's over his left hand. His left eye, it looks like. So the clock stops at 76 minutes and 50 seconds. The Leigh fans are celebrating. They think they've done enough. And from what we've seen in this second half, they have. I just cannot see Wigan getting any pressure in this last, 3 minutes and 10 seconds on Leigh's line. They haven't done on the previous almost 40 minutes, so I don't see what's going to change here now. All the youngsters there celebrating. What a great atmosphere it looks in that stadium. Like I said, it's odd. Some people have got t-shirts on, some people have got duffel coats and the hood's up. Make your mind up. Is it hot? Is it cold? Brad O'Neill's going to have to go off there. He's caught an absolute whacker on the side of his left side of his head, it looks like. That's where he's got the towel now anyway. So Cruz Lehman's coming on. That'll be a blood. It doesn't matter at this stage, does it? Doesn't matter at this stage. That's probably the final interchange anyway. So Leigh just over the halfway line now. Ipape in at dummy half. 4 tackles completed. Final tackle. What's Lamb going to do? Is he going to put it into touch or are they going to go for the jugular? Oh no, it's Ipape puts a high kick in. It's taken by Field. Now he spreads it left to Marshall. Dangerous pass. High tackle there. Well, Marshall makes nothing of it. And the referee says, no, that's fine. So go with what the referee says. 2 tackles gone and Wigan are about 12 metres out from their own post. Pretty central. Now they're trying to spread it to the right, but there's no numbers there. Farriman's got to come back on. He's looking to jink his way through. Needed support. Lack of numbers on that right-hand side there for Wigan. Just over 2 minutes to go. Lehman in at dummy half. Spreads it to Ellis. Smith. Farrell, short pass to Field, breaks the line. He's got Marshall on his outside, but Marshall is not fit. Marshall couldn't keep up there with Field to support him. And that ball, as he was sliding into touch there, he had to throw the ball back in, a bit of a Hail Mary pass, and it was picked up by Leigh. Then as Leigh are playing the ball's knocked on by Marshall, knocked out of his hand, so it's going to be... Are they going to say it's a penalty? What are they going to... Either way, it's going to be Leigh possession, and with 78 minutes and 24 seconds on the clock, it looks like victory is going to Leigh. Takes the pressure off Hull KR, doesn't it, on Sunday? So, they've knocked on. They have knocked on Leigh. The ball's come out. Picked up by Ipape, and referee says play on. Must have said it's gone backwards. Bailey Hodgson trying to break the line. Can't quite do it. But this is all Leigh need to do now. See out this set of 6. Put the ball into touch. Yeah, it's game over. 60 seconds to go. The Leigh fans are singing to the Wigan fans. We can see you sneaking out. It stings, doesn't it? It's a hard watch. And it's been a hard watch watching Wigan if you're a Wigan fan for the last 4 or 5 matches. They've been getting away with it, but not tonight. Lamb's trying to get over the line on his own. 30 seconds to go. 5th tackle. What are they going to do? Little grubber kick. A little grubber kick from Ipape, and that's a try. Referee's going to go upstairs. He's going to give it one of them. He's going to go on-field decision try. Yep, he does on-field decision try. The Leigh fans are going berserk. They are loving every moment of this. And as a Wigan fan, this is hard to watch. But when you play like this, you've got to suck it up. And it's Trout who's come up with a try, I think. I told you he'd like this wet weather. So it was a kick that came into the in-goal area from Ipape. He just kicks it through. Mago obstructs him. He's just diving for the ball. Ipape Field gets his boot there, knocks it under the posts. So Field had no choice but to do that because Ipape was just going to ground the ball, but he's kicked it across the in-goal area and under the posts, and I think Trout just runs in. Everybody's onside. And then he carries on running, does Field, can't pick the ball up, he misses it, and then just behind him there now, Trout grounds the ball. That's going to be a try. Yeah, he wasn't trying to ground that ball. Even if he grounds it, he didn't intentionally ground it. He's trying to pick it up. He's got two hands like that. Why would you ground it at this stage of a game? So it's going to be a try. Oh, all you can say is well done to Leigh because you've deserved it. The way they were awful. Not awful, but they weren't at the races in the first half, Leigh. They certainly have been in this second half. That'll be given as a try. It is indeed. That's the game. Because the clock will start now as well. So it's Leigh 16, Wigan 8, and the conversion to come. Final play of the game will be the ball going over the post. 4 tries this season for Trout. Wigan, yeah, there's the hooter. Conversion to come. Wigan, you've got what you deserved. Which is not. And it goes back to, I get fed up of keep going on about it, but let's turn that off. That's game over. Conversion goes through. Leigh 18, Wigan 8. That's the match. So, yeah, it goes back to apologies, I've just got to yeah, it goes back to Wigan not having the squad. Start of the season, you get fed up with me saying it, but it's true. Start of the season, they didn't buy any players in apart from one because they said we have faith in these players and we want them to know it. So why add to the squad? Now they're getting the injuries. Where's Bevan French? Massive miss for Wigan, isn't he? Massive miss. So you've got no Bevan French. Marshall's playing injured. I don't know why Douglas is not out there. Played last week for Marshall. Wasn't even on the bench, was he, Douglas? So whether he's picked up an injury. So you've got Liam Marshall who can't run properly, for sure. Definitely it's still injured. You've got Abbas Miski coming back from injury. Still doesn't look completely fit. This is what happens. Why are we not putting these youth players in that we've got? You're having to play first team players that are injured. And when you're playing the likes of Leigh, how are you going to get on against the likes? They smell blood. They will smell blood. You know, St. Helens are going to do the same. OKR, they're going to do the same. You're not going to keep getting away with it. And Wigan are getting caught out. The last performances have not been good. That's about 5 performances now where they have been really, really, I wouldn't say poor at times, but they have been ordinary. And if you're going to try and push for the league leaders shield, that's pretty much gone now. The gap that OKR have got at the top is with the games that we've got left, unless the wheels fall off Hull KR season, which it doesn't look like doing, that shield has gone to them. And just looking at Wigan's past results, we got lucky against Wakefield last week. Lucky against Huddersfield. All right, they give Salford a little bit of a battering, and they give the Catalans a battering, but it's just not what you expect from Wigan. But you can only go with what you've got. And tonight, like I said, Wigan got what they deserved. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. Thanks for joining me tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it. Bailey Hodgson there, yeah, man of the match, well deserved. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell, and give us a thumbs up. If you can share the video, I'd be ever so grateful. We're coming into football season soon, so we're going to be covering Wisła Kraków. All their matches will be covered live. And also, we're going to be bringing it back football focused. So think of Gillette Soccer Special. Join me, Jimmy James, for that. You can also, live chat will be open. Let us know what your thoughts are on the games that are taking place. If you've had a cheeky little bet, put it in there. We can all join in with that one. Let us know what you think about your team. The live chat is there. Brag about a win, moan about a loss. Sad news this week, wasn't there, with Jota from Liverpool and his brother. You know, it's just heartbreaking, really. But sadly, that's life or not life in this case. But it happens to people every day. And I know they're in the public eye, so a lot of people know them. And it is heartbreaking, leaving 3 children at home as well, newly married to his long-term sweetheart, wasn't it? It's just an absolute dreadful, dreadful tragedy. But so all you can say is rest in peace. Thoughts and prayers are with his family and anybody else who's suffering the same or similar. You know, loss happens every day, and that's the price of love, isn't it? As they say, the price of love is loss. But if you're going through it, don't suffer in silence. The Samaritans are always there, and we know all about that here. We run a psychotherapy and counselling practice, me and Frankie James, and it's good to talk about things. Don't ever suffer alone. You can always come in the live chat here, and not to trivialise things in that, but sometimes it does good to get things off your chest. Live chat is there. On that note, I will say, try and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday night. Life is for living and enjoying. Sad moments happen. Tragedy happens. But we've got to keep moving forward. We've got to keep going on. The world doesn't stop. So, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for joining me tonight. Liam, thank you. Frankie James. And if you're watching this on replay, thanks for joining me. Feel free to leave a comment. Also, if you want to get in touch with us at Catch It Live First, you can do so at Catch It Live First on the email, which is catchitlivefirst@gmail.com. Just watching what was going on the TV there. I was getting distracted. Apologies. So, enjoy the rest of your night. I'm Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. We'll be back again soon.